Hey guys, it's Kim. Welcome back to today's video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 5 favorite drugstore primers for pore filling or pore reducing or just smoothing out the skin. If you have oily skin like me, you probably also tend to have larger pores. They are hereditary. So I love using primers that will fill in my pores, smooth everything out, and just make my foundation look more flawless because honestly, I think we all want that just very like smooth skin kind of look. At least I know I do. I just wish my face had that like super baby soft look where there was just like no pores. It just looks really airbrushed. So if you guys want to find out my top 5 favorite pore filling primers or blurring primers from the drugstore, please keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet. Hit the little bell down below also so you don't miss out on future videos. I'm going to be doing tons more affordable budget drugstore videos like this. So let's get on into it. Okay, so the first one I want to share with you guys is from Covergirl. It is their Covergirl True Blend Base Business Pore Minimizing Primer. This is really nice for just blurring out those pores, smoothing everything out. It has that really nice kind of mattifying feel to it, and I feel like it does fill in my pores really nicely and just kind of blurs everything out. Those are kind of some keywords you're going to keep hearing me say throughout this video, but this one I love because it reminds me so much of the Smashbox primer, so it is actually a dupe for that one. So here is the Smashbox one. This is the pore minimizing, and then here is the Covergirl one side by side. They're almost even like the same kind of color packaging. I will say the formula difference between the two is the Smashbox one. It definitely has more of a soft feel when you wipe your hand over top the product, whereas the True Blend Skin Primer Pore Minimizing, it has more of a lotiony feel to it. What's great about this is that it has a really lightweight formula. It doesn't have a sticky feel to it. It's not going to have that tackiness to it right when you apply it. So sometimes when you feel that tackiness on your skin, kind of feels weird afterwards and you're like, oh, this doesn't have that feeling to it. Just feels really nice on the skin. Also, if you're oily, I think you're really going to like this because it does keep you matte. If you're dry, I don't know if I would go with this option. I feel like it is more for the oily or the larger pore skin, but definitely really happy with this primer and a great alternative to the Smashbox. Now this is like turning into a dupes video, but all the more, I really like this one. Okay, next up is one that I feel like isn't talked about really ever. I never see it. It is from Palladio, which is a drugstore brand that you mostly can find at Sally Beauty, which used to be called Sally Beauty Supply. So they have a whole display if you go there, and there probably is a Sally Beauty in your location. So this is the Rice Primer Mattifying and Perfecting. This has such a nice silky feel to it when you put it on to your skin. And it does have a little bit of a tint to it, but nothing crazy. So blending into the skin, it just makes my skin feel so soft, will blur out your skin and your pores, and it'll just make your foundation go on top really nicely. And you guys might be familiar with the Palladio line of rice products. So they have like the rice mattifying paper. So this does have rice extract in. That ingredient helps with mattifying the skin. Just another great lightweight product. I feel like this would be great with just like a lightweight foundation topped over it because it does have that little slight bit of tint to it. This is also a great dupe for the Benefit Porefessional. So here is the Benefit Porefessional. I would say that the formula on these is so close to one another. I really like this one because it just kind of has that nice blurring effect to my skin, which like I was saying is something that I look for in a primer. And I feel like this does really the same effect for half the price. So I definitely recommend giving this one a try. Also great for keeping oils at bay. Okay, next up is one that I love and I feel like is a hidden gem. I've never seen anyone talk about this. This is actually from CVS. I believe it's the only place you can get it locally. So drugstore item. It is from Pore. I actually talked about this brand or showed it a little bit in my most recent drugstore shop with me video. If you guys missed that, I will link it down below or somewhere up here. So this is their Banana Milk Blur Face Primer. So this is a K-beauty or Korean beauty skincare product. I love this because I saw banana. My eyes lit up right away at the store. I was so excited to test this out. So this is supposed to blur the skin, blur out the pores. Such a nice banana scent to it. It smells literally like the banana runts that you would get from the machine at the store when you were a kid. It's just transporting me back to being young again. Definitely has more of that kind of lotiony feel to it, but it's not sticky. It feels really light going on the skin, and I definitely see a blurring effect to my face and to my pores when I wear this primer. I will say one thing about this is it does have what's popular in Korea, just like a very lightening effect to the skin. It does come out, you'll see right there, white, and then trying to rub it in, it does take a little bit of effort to rub in. Definitely does have that like milky consistency. It doesn't have that very like slip kind of feel to it like some of those really clear silicone primers do. Like I think of the Smashbox or the Maybelline Blur. That's another good one. The Maybelline Blur, where they have that kind of like more slippy, silicone-y kind of feel. I actually like that for this because I feel like it does kind of cancel out my redness. It sits really nicely on the skin. It doesn't make me oily or anything like that. Plays nicely with foundations, and the banana smell isn't too overwhelming. Definitely check this one out. I love K-Beauty and trying out like different K-Beauty products. Okay, next up, I'm hoping this is something that has not been discontinued, because every time I look for it online, it says out of stock. The Revlon Photo Ready Pore Reducing Primer. Just as the name says, it does such a great job of reducing my pores, filling everything in, and just making my skin really soft and, just like it says, blurred out. I love putting foundation over this. Everything just feels really smooth. Totally the look that I'm going for, just very smooth skin. Sometimes I have to pump it a couple times to get the product out, because sometimes it'll come out like a little bit chunky. This does have a really nice softening effect when you apply it, but again, it's not sticky, it's not tacky, it's transparent, so it's gonna blend out, so any skin tone can use this primer. I'm wondering though if they are replacing this with this product, which I actually received from them in PR, the Revlon Photo Ready Prime Plus Makeup and Skincare Primer with vitamin B5 and hyaluronic acid. So if this is discontinued, this might be the replacement, and this is actually more expensive. It's about $13.99 at Ulta, and I have not used this one yet. I have tried the two other ones, the brightening one, and then I forgot the other one. I think it was the hydrating one. Surprisingly enough, I have not tried this one yet, but I was looking at reviews on Ulta, and a lot of people were saying that they didn't like it. So I'm a little nervous that if this is what they're replacing this guy with, which is one of my favorites, that, oh, I really hope not. Because this product is just such a star. It's so good. They're not the same formula. So this one, the Prime Plus, it has more of a clear kind of, more like liquidy feel to it. Doesn't really have that kind of smooth, filtery kind of feel to it, if that makes sense. I had to shout this one out because it's one of my favorites, and it truly gives that blurring effect to your skin, like instant results. So really love this one, and just a quick mention about this one that it might possibly be replacing this one. Okay, and last but not least is my fifth primer that I love for blurring out the skin and just giving me super flawless skin, is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is such an amazing primer, and as you guys probably already know, it is a dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, which is this guy right here. Again, this is like totally turning into a dupes video, but it's this idea of just this like putty kind of solid primer, so different from liquid ones I've been showing you guys. So I love this primer. The only thing is it kind of attracts like cat hair and things like that, which is a little bit icky, but I just try and like wipe it off, even though right now you can totally see there's some cat hairs in here. But this is such an amazing alternative to the Tatcha one. I actually have the little mini guy. And this one you get a lot more product in here. So this is just the universal sheer shade. And the way that I love to apply this is with a damp sponge. I like to even use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge, which is this guy right here. So just wet it and dry it out. And then I dip my sponge in here, and I love pressing this into the skin. I feel like that is the best way to really get that just blurred out look to your face and just smoothing out all those lines. So I do have some forehead lines up here, so I really like to just smooth everything out, and I feel like this does such an amazing job. And it's super affordable, and I love the products that e.l.f. is coming out with. Like seriously, some of them are just so good and great dupes. So I'm really happy that they came out with their own version of the Tatcha, because I know a lot of people, for a lot of people, this is way too expensive. So the Poreless Putty Primer is awesome. I know they also have a hydrating version of this, which I haven't gotten yet because as you guys know, I'm oily, so I don't know how that one would be for me. But definitely if you have larger pores, I highly recommend the Poreless Putty Primer. It is very true to the name. Has a really nice feel to it. I love how smooth it makes my skin, and the texture and the feel, everything. It is so identical to the Tatcha Silk Canvas. So you can't beat that. Alright guys, so that is it for my top 5 drugstore pore reducing blurring face primers. I hope you guys like this video. If you have any of your favorite like pore reducing primers from the drugstore, please comment down below and let me know. I would love to check them out. I love getting recommendations from you guys. It's always so much fun. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!